Hi, my name is Juliana, and I have an animal tale for you. It is called Flight Inspection. The Hawks and Falcon Air Services had a problem. Their navigational system was not working. This meant Eagle's takeoff was delayed. What are we going to do if all flights are grounded until the navigational problem is fixed? Asked Sam the Eagle. I can't see the workaround solution here for the flight inspection. I should find a clue. This is crazy, said the philosopher. The philosopher was on the National Flight Inspection Committee. His opinions were welcomed most of the time, even though they usually made no sense at all. I know who we should ask, said Bengal the tiger. The appropriate person for the job is Mr. Mal Saint. Before he retired, he was the Eagle's flight inspector. What a grand and marvellous idea, said the philosopher. A meeting was then arranged with Mr. Saint. Mr. Mal Saint lived with his wife in an apartment along the third oak tree line. He was a kind, intellectual man whose nickname was Mr. Action, as he was never idle. That very afternoon, Sam paid the Saints a visit. Come in, Mrs. Saint said warmly to Sam the Eagle. It is a pleasure to meet you. Likewise, replied Sam. Would you like a cup of freshly brewed stinging nettle coffee? Mrs. Saint asked Sam. That is very kind of you, but no, I'm quite all right, said Sam. Mrs. Saint then went to find her husband. He was in the garage, and after informal introductions were over with, Sam explained the problem. Mr. Saint then asked a number of questions. He then said, I think there is something wrong with the antenna. Sam was able to show Mr. Saint photographs of the antenna. Yes, indeed, there was a problem. The aircraft antenna was not fitting snugly in the Eagle's nose cone. Mr. Saint had now solved the problem. Hurrah, said Sam. You're a clever man, said Mrs. Saint affectionately to her husband. And so the Eagles were able to take to the skies once more. It should be mentioned that the hyena boys and the philosopher foolishly stood behind the Eagles. While they were taking off, they were holding onto the fence, waiting for the jet blast. The end. Thank you for coming. I will see you next time. Goodbye.